Playing Intro Simulator today, apparently. I am not locked in. Happy Horse-a-days, Cineris. Wait, Cloud, what did you PB in? That you're submitting? From like 3 weeks ago, okay. You haven't PB'd anything in a couple of weeks? I was going to say neither have I, but I've submitted 5 PBs from, like, within the past week. I guess I'm not unk nor washed. I should go shower. Is anybody else happy for the Happy Honda Days sales event? Yeah, the Dark Nuts are kind of cute. Or is anybody here like a Mary Chrysler kind of household? You know, that wouldn't be a bad sub-goal. Do a speedrun from the shower. Hi, Wyatt. That would be a bad sub-goal. Why was I able to... whatever. I don't have to take a shower, it's just in the shower. I don't know if Chevy or GM does any, like... holiday thing. Should do a stream from Zeldathon using your phone to point at the TV. While that might go hard, you're going to have input delay on the TV. Have you looked at what the rooms look like on the website for the hotel yet, Cloud? What do you mean input delay on the TV? Like the refresh rate on the TV versus what you currently use, probably adding a few frames of visual delay? You don't care. I see. Well, if you do that, I would watch. Spring in Zelda. Have you discover a refresh rate specific strat that only works on that hotel TV, that would be cursed as hell. BLSS works on 1.8, but, like, only if you use this TV. That would be fantastic. Okay, there are two directions. Purchase the hotel TV, or steal it. Gotta be a very specific Toshiba. So, I mean, most hotel TVs aren't, like, hotel-specific TVs. Some of them are. But, like, most hotels, the TV's just mounted to the wall and locked in there. The, like, thing that puts your hotel shit on there is on a box inside the, like, lockbox that is the mount. It's still just a TV. Third option, live in the hotel. True. No, I don't remember hotel TVs having an N64 built in. I'm not that old. I also don't remember ever being in a hotel until I was, like, 6. About a GameCube? No. What would have been... Was there, like, one disc or cartridge in there and you could play the one game? Had the ROMs on a hard drive. Same concept as pay-per-view movies? Really? Like, I remember what Pierre's talking about, where, like, McDonald's had that. No, I don't know when the first time I stayed in a hotel was. I'll be totally real. I said I think I was, like, 6. I don't know anymore. I might have not stayed in a hotel until I bought the hotel. That would be weird. Because that would be after when I started working in a hotel. That sounds dope. How do you like Mario 3, Gavin? Nintendo Gateway System. Interesting. eBay? Nintendo Gateway... This didn't help at all. I was wondering if anyone was selling something like that. It doesn't look like it. in Northwest Airlines 747s. Interesting. Pretty sweet, so you only had a Genesis at the time? Nice. I didn't have a Genesis until I was, like, 19. Imagine renting Animal Crossing on a GameCube at a hotel. That sounds awful. For $7 an hour? Wait, so we're talking like 2001. What is that in today money? I'm kind of curious what that is in today money. But I have Try giving me the rod currently. $12.81. Imagine paying $12.81 an hour to play Mario Kart Double Dash. Yo, Moo Kitten. Oh, Phantom, I won't be able to look at that until I'm in the next cutscene, I'm sorry. Etchy, I have Double Dash behind me. You want to play Double Dash, Etchy? Don't take that seriously, because I'm not taking my Wii to Pittsburgh. Interesting. Love your SD mod GameCube at HGQ. Hey, Etchy, we can play Double Dash if we play with Phantom. Co-op Double Dash tournament in it. That would be dope. This one. Includes bonus disc with playable demos. What is this bonus disc? There was a receipt in there. Think there's a Zelda demo on it? Speedrun it. It says Double Dash bonus disc. I also have the disc in my possession.
Yeah.
F-Zero GX, Sonic Heroes, and Mario Party 5. None of those are The Legend of Zelda. You know what game is The Legend of Zelda? Is Star Fox Adventures. Ooh, you know what game is actually... This is one of my childhood games. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. I fucking love this game. This game and... What was the Zoids game? I also have the Zoids game. Battle Legends. Zoids Battle Legends. Oh, I need to play my speedrun. Hold on. I don't imagine the Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee speedrun is that interesting. Get out of the way! What do you mean? World record's 5 minutes. Guys, I'm losing a million years in this sequence. I'm actually kind of impressed that world record is 5 minutes. World record of what? Like, what is the category? I love losing 13 seconds on intro. About 11 minutes of the game so far has been cutscene. Yeah, but what, like, fights are they doing? Is that, like, a story mode with Godzilla? Potato cam? Yeah. This is so sad. Adventure mode. Adventure mode? Damn it. World record runs Mechagodzilla Adventure Mode. Interesting. I do remember Mechagodzilla being, like, really good. Mechagodzilla, Mechaghidorah, and Destroya. I remember those three being great. Mecha King Ghidorah. Should you put Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 on your GameCube? If you want to. I never played a Star Wars game. Not until, it was one on the 360. Force Unleashed? Force Unleashed 1? It was a game that I remember being like, whoa, you can be a bad guy. There's, like, a fair number of games for the GameCube that I don't own anymore, that I used to. Because my parents, and by parents I mean my dad and his partner, not my mom, this was after they split up, did, like, a yard sale without our knowing, and sold off basically all of our childhood games that they could find without asking us. And we later learned they sold it for, like, $80 for the whole lot. Which basically everything in the lots would go for more than $80 on their own these days. Except for, like, some random shovelware stuff that we probably had. But, like, Battle for Bikini Bottom, I don't know how much Battle for Bikini Bottom's worth these days. Probably a pretty penny. That copy of Double Dash isn't my original one, however much a copy of Double Dash costs. The ones that survived were, like, the ones that were at my mom's, which, luckily for me, was literally every Zelda game. Because, like, I had, you know, joint custody. I would play the Zelda games at my mom's place because I would have time to sit down and play a Zelda game. Where, like, at home, when I was at, like, my dad's house, I would never really have time to sit down and play, like, an adventure-style game. Because he was kind of restrictive on, like, screen time as a kid. So it would always be like, well, you've been playing this for like 2 hours, go do something different. It's like, fair, kind of. Oh yeah, me and my brothers did the same. Been streaming for 3 hours, go do something different? Hey, Koala. I don't intend to. Not my real dad. I've met you, you're not my real dad. She got the Wii, though. That's kind of rough. We did the same thing. I got the, like, Nintendo consoles. Then my older brother got the PC, because he was the one who spent the most building it. And my oldest brother got the Xbox consoles. Although we had two 360s, and my dad just kind of kept one, and now it's, like, 3 feet away from me. But all of the Xbox games, I mean, I actually still have some of those, too. Like, my brother left the Halo games. Like, I could just play Halo if I wanted to. I could also do that because I own the Master Chief Collection, but, you know, I can't play ODST on the Master Chief Collection, I don't think. You see, for me it was a little bit different, Kay, because my dad and his partner, they both worked, but, like, between the two of them, there wasn't very, and, like, school being a thing, there wasn't too much overlap of time that no one was home, that we were home, to, like, try to get away with murder. But we would absolutely do that sort of shit when, like, they would go on a trip or something. We would absolutely do that shit. You should have that same restriction if there's anything you can say about it that's made Pokemon games seem way longer than they are. Yeah, Pokemon games are not long. But, like, when I would go to my mom's, I would go to my mom's, like, once a week. Or, sorry, I would go to my mom's 1 weekday and 1 weekend. So 1 weeknight and then, like, for a day on a weekend, right? So I would go on, like, a Thursday night, and then go during the day on usually Sunday. But it's like where I got to play a ton of different games. I didn't move off to college until after I had played Breath of the Wild. Which my mom did not like, that I kept running over foxes with a horse in Breath of the Wild for the Nintendo Wii U. maybe that's why I don't play, like, long JRPGs. Also, hey, Potato Sackhead. Thank you for the luck. I'll pass it on to Ub. How are you doing today? Because, like, I could never really get away with it. You got all the exclusive GameCube games? That is how I still have my copy of Wind Waker, that's true. Let's see, my mom was the one that had the Wii with her. That's why I have, like... I didn't have Resident Evil 4 on a normal console. I have the Wii version. And it's that same reason. Because when I wanted to play Resident Evil 4, our GameCube copy was gone. So I went to a GameStop and I was like, oh, it was for Wii too? And then I played it on the Wii. So that's how I played Resident Evil 4. On the Nintendo Wii. And I played Resident Evil 5 on PC, and I hated it. And then I played Resident Evil 6 on PC, and it's also not good. Like, very not good. I play Resident Evil Code Veronica. I think I own Code Veronica. I've never played it, though. There was also a time in, like, college, as a result of, you know, having my games just sold outright, that I kind of just collected a ton of stuff. I might have a copy of Code Veronica somewhere. That didn't work either? What? Really? But no, I've never played Code Veronica. A lot of games that were, like, PS2 games... I don't know what Code Veronica's on. But a lot of games that were, like, PS2 games, which is what I assume it was. I had a PlayStation and a PlayStation 2 at my grandmother's house. Like, my paternal grandmother. So, that's how I played, like, Resident Evil 3. Also how I played a Spider-Man game. I don't remember what Spider-Man game it was. It wasn't the one where the Twin Towers are still there, though. It, like, had Venom in the game, like, early on. You would fight Venom in a football field. Eddie Brock Venom. I have a text from 50 minutes ago. The lizard dude in the sewers? Yeah, exactly, Matt. You played that game too? What's up, Matt? My mom sent me a picture of the sword that she bought. I don't really remember. I want to say, like, normal graphics, not, like, not cel-shaded, but I can't say that with, like, 100% confidence, Kay. I remember there being, like, a very cartoony or, like, comic book-y, WAP stuff. But I old enough to remember video games that came in cereal boxes. Yes, barely. I don't remember... They were always, like... these PC discs that you would have, like, a 15-minute game demo or something on them. Maybe not demo, maybe it was, like, shovelware. I actually might have a few. I know where one of my old, and by my I mean me and my brother's old, CD carrying cases are. I might have some of those. Like, 5 feet that way. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be in a cutscene long enough to look at that for another, like, close to 15 minutes. Yeah, Chex Quest was just Doom 1. But yeah, like Chex Quest. I don't remember a Captain Crunch one. Do you remember what kind of game the Cap'n Crunch one was? Was it, like, platformer? Honestly, Matt, you should. Go on speedrun.com and look up Cap'n Crunch. See what comes up. Crunchling Adventure. So it was like Spore, kind of? That's kind of dope. Oop. It's times like these that I wish that I had more than 2 hands. Then I could be looking this up on speedrun.com. That is not where I want you to go. I didn't mean to light the spider on fire. John, I don't know if your Kappa is like, somewhat honest. Is Quaker Oats murder mystery an actual thing? Couldn't be ending. No. You have fooled me for the last time, John. I will have my vengeance. What are you doing? I will have my vengeance. Whatever. Just going. Yeah. Exactly, Oblob. What's up, Oblob? Kellogg's racing game. Ooh. When they release the Legend of Zelda cereal, I will be fiending for that game that comes out. Screenshots of the captain are terrifying. Okay, but does it have a speedrun.com entry? Crunch. Captain Crunch's Crunchling Adventure. It absolutely does, yes. Record is only a year old for any percent. You only know Chex Quest? Really? I got snapback. Their second run. I mean, I, like, easily believe it, but that's still funny. Nice. We're just trying to find the next Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man is one of a kind. Pepsi Man's absolutely one of a kind. Although, Chex Quest, if you're not familiar with it, is similar. Not, like, similar in gameplay, but in vibe. I absolutely fucked with Chex Quest. I wouldn't be surprised if Chex Quest has, like, a very active speedrun.com page. Fraggle Frag Lasher. "32 runners, that's still a lot for what it is. Darkened Sky, the Skittles game? Why is its name Darkened Sky? Whatever. To be fair, Captain Crunch's Crunchling Adventure has more entries than I would have anticipated it having. It has 11 any% runs. Man. Alright, I'm looking this up. Darkened Sky, 2002. It's a GameCube game. Taste the Rainbow. Is this just an any% run named Taste the Rainbow? Timer ends on when the player kills Necroth. What the fuck is this game? Mostly decent run, but a terrible final boss fight, and a couple little mistakes here and there. I also find a small but helpful strat that saves time in the Stonehearth circles. Why does this just look like an RPG? This kind of looks like Fable. Because it is. You know what? Fair enough. I was distracted. I also recognize a couple of names on this leaderboard. Game has almost nothing to do with Skittles other than there being a Skittles-shaped artifact. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Alright, well, I dropped my sum of best down to 220 today. That's nice. Had the branding slapped on later. You mean like Star Fox Adventures? It kind of looks like it. Vivi, I don't... It is an actual Skittle. Like, it has the S. So it's a spheroid with an S. I guess. And brightly colored. I'm not really helping that much. Question about running this game. There is one forum post that has been not answered by the single moderator. And it's partially, it's just asking how to, like, get into running the game. Asking, are there resources, how to get the game these days, and is there a Discord? And then the only reply is someone asking, yeah, I'd like to see a leaderboard for Skipless. While we're negotiating with Mars, Simon and Chester also talked about using Skittles, which would be a backup plan in case M&Ms ended up unavailable. Eventually, Mars gave the license to both brands, with Skittles being the one inspired by the assumption that a computer game based on Skittles would make the brand more popular. 300-page script by lead writer and designer Andy Wolfedon was written and submitted to Mars, which only asked to change a joke utterances of damn and remove all the snakes from the game. When Braswell asked for clarification, they said that there could be snake-like creatures, but no actual snake. What in the fuck is this? Hi, Grample. Thank you for the luck. How are you doing? We're talking about the like, licensed Skittles game. Skittles RPG. Darkened Sky. How are you doing? I have no clue, Phantom. I couldn't answer that. There is, though. Yeah, it's like a full-on RPG that barely has anything to do with Skittles, except that Skittles are like magic. Oh, this is like a GameCube-era game, Grample. This is for the Nintendo GameCube. It also has a PC release. That is abandonware these days. I want the flute, please. You've wrought greatness onto this chat, John. Be proud of yourself. I think I've seen a Didn't You Know Gaming video on this? Probably. I would readily believe that. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. I was totally able to gold that until I loved that. I thought it was one text box. I don't know why I thought it was one text box. My wisdom feeling echoed, albeit in a restricted manner. Hi, Liz. Also, hey, Snark. Or Twister. Or Twister. Kind of, Liz. It's definitely the best run that I've had today, but I keep dying to Ganon. Like, this might be the third run that just dies to Ganon. In which case, left. We're currently talking about the Skittles licensed video game for the Nintendo GameCube, and also, the polyamorous meetup at AGDQ. These are not related things, by the way. Why not, Vivi? GDQ is like an 18+ event. Although they do also have, like, kid badges, they just have to be, like, have a parent with them. Would you ever be willing to date 2 or more Skittles at once? This is a great question. Next question. Fuck. Okay, I feel like this is... That one's stupidity. I feel like this is a doable and faster thing, but not something to do with literally not practicing it and coming up with it on the fly. It is a thing that I should practice. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with, like, something founded in the, like, all of the harassment issues that happen at, conventions all the time. Like, GDQ is no stranger to that. So, like, I do understand what you're saying. I'm just torn on it for, like, similar reasons to what Kay's saying. There also definitely are kids, that's also a good point. But also, it's not like they're having a giant orgy. Right. That is a bomb. The event is 18+, yeah. And there are children that... Children get a badge by having a parent get it for them, and a parent must be with them at all times. Also, children cannot be runners. Yeah, Cloud is saying it a better way than me, the guy who's trying to think about speedrunning and not dying to this same boss again. I'm actually going to just focus. You guys keep talking about that. Nice! Thank you, Larry! I'm gonna, like, focus because I don't want to lose my run again. Larry. Larry, you are, like, really earning your paycheck right now. I don't know what Larry's doing, but he's, like, preventing me from... Whatever! Larry! Yes, Larry is the Lizalthos. Okay. I don't know... I am losing some time because of earlier. But the run's alive. Having navigated community polyspaces, there are definitely groups which look at these types of meetups that way, which is unfortunate. As, like, a hookup thing. Yeah. I can definitely see, like, the concern with it being viewed in that light. Where's your dancing lizard? If you link it on 7TV, I'll add it, Liz. I don't know that I ever had that, though. This run in particular is very lizard-heavy. It's not that serious. No, it's very serious. This is my holiday gift to you, Liz. I'm going on 7TV right now because I have a goddamn eternity. Lizard pulls. Alright, Lizard Pulls is here, and also, as an added bonus, it's in Pippi's stream too. Ignichad Pulls. I really only lose 9.5 seconds. Alright, I can gold that. Is that just Lizard Pulls? Lights off. I don't like that it's strobing a light. Ignizol is just Ignichad. Yeah, when we summon the Ignizol, that's Ignichad. Ignichad pulls would be pretty cool, though. It would kind of just be, like, squishing up and down, like... Kind of like it's just like the idle animation sped up. Like when it's moving, held in place, and then sped up, where it's like... Yeah, kind of, Daenerys. I also think I'm currently ahead of record. I think so. Because I believe Tej has, like, a mid-58. For Hyrule Exit. You're gonna be an uncle tonight? Unk status! Let's fucking go, Brandino! Congrats to your sibling being pregnant or having a pregnant partner. I don't know which one. But hell yeah, Brandino, let's go. Congrats on Unk status. You should set Unk status to, like, your Discord status. Uncle Brandino, yeah. Look at Zelda's outfit. No, you're totally fine, Brandino. We were just talking about, like... whether or not ethical non-monogamy has a place in GDQ's, like, events? So, I don't know how to explain it without explaining the whole damn thing. That's not a sign. There is a polyamorous meetup on the official events, Brandino. That's what was being discussed. No, not to fuck! No! At least I don't think so. State-sanctioned orgy. No, it's not just to fuck. That's not at all what it is, but that's hilarious. Oh, I remember that character. I don't remember shit about... I'm gonna stop talking. That's my own fault. That is not my fault. 7. Go. Okay. Yo, Lemon. Have a wonderful night. Get some good eepy sleepies. Are you fucking me? Cloud, what is your opinion of jalapeno Cheetos? This is an unrelated question. You have to ask. Fair enough. Hosting a panel for twinks who love the 3DS. Okay. Stop. Stop right the fuck now. This is just the biggest skissue on the planet. Go! What did you stagger on? I think that is the worst that fight's gone since I swapped to Lizalfos. A twink between worlds, a twink between girls. What happened in the chat for the 30 seconds I was fighting? I'm going back to playing the game. You guys just keep talking about twinks. I didn't get a jump. Or a spin, I got a jump. Thank you for answering the question, Hotspar. Your chances of sex goes down if you attend GDQ. This is accurate. Take from me, guy who avoids having sex at GDQ. Why are we on this topic? Are you actually curious why we're on this topic? You blame Brandino. No, actually, Brandino came in here with something very wholesome. Brandino's gonna be an uncle. Work found in a restaurant is crazy. I don't know why I just did that. See, Cloud? Yet another reason that you should run this game again. Why did I just almost split on enter? Whatever. Get you a Switch too? Alright, chat. If you guys give enough money for me to get her a Switch 2, I probably won't, because I want the money for something else. Why did I just summon that? I am honest. I am very honest. It's gotten me into many arguments in past relationships and otherwise. Enjoy going back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on your... Yes, Brandino? I don't know why I said Brandino. That was Hosfar. Probably because I said 3DS. That's probably why I said Brandino. I love that you literally get the bombs in this dungeon like this is what they intended for you to do to this boss. Is just throw a fuck ton of bombs at it always. Cool, the boss is dead. No, you are not a fake bitch if you're currently playing your PSP. I only played one game for the PSP. That one game was Dissidia Final Fantasy. If Birder or Pumpkin is here, they're going to let out a long sigh at that statement. Ignichad costs 1 now. I can summon an army. Hey, Din. Goodbye, Din. Huh. Neat. Anyways. Lego Batman on PSP turned you into a Batman fan overnight as a kid? I didn't know that there was a Lego Batman game on PSP. Again, the only game that I played on PSP was Dissidia Final Fantasy. As far as I'm concerned, there is only Dissidia Final Fantasy on the PSP. That's a good question, Phantom. Danganronpa was a Vita game first? I didn't know that Vita had games. I don't like Danganronpa. You can... I was going to give you a +2 for that statement until you retracted it. Wait, what? Where was my... This is stupid. I didn't let go of the button. Where did the fucking menu storage go? Y'all want to watch all of the time loss happen? I genuinely don't think I'm ahead. Phantom, this is the 3rd time in a week that you've brought this game up to me, I think. What resolution is it? Alright, it's Cloud's favorite strat. Get in the cube! Why are you guys not getting in the cube? What are you doing to my cube of death? I shouldn't call it Cloud's favorite strat. I'm blaming Cloud. Hey, Brittles. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for the luck. Mods, Cloud's giving me fucking advice again that is founded in reality and is generally good. Never mind, mods. She's fine. She said fuck you instead. You retract the kind thing. Fuck you! Fuck you! Yeah. Ow. Ow. Stop that. That fight is so stupid. It's also cool, but it's stupid. I am doing pretty well. So far, we're just chilling, having a good time. Runs have been alright. Nothing to write home about. But some days that happens. Yeah, better than runs being bad. Absolutely. I've golded down by about a minute today. Just no run seems to be able to carry it to the end. Why did that just happen? Get on the pedestal, because I keep doing things like this. I find that usually on runs.ipb, I am not golding, like, at all. Probably because, like, I get into a mood where I'm like, this run's kind of bad now. And then I just start playing well because of that. Like, there is a reason for it. I agree, it's a little bit weird, though. I need water after this boss fight. Do not hit me! Do not hit me! Okay, I will take whatever fucking time loss happens. That was almost really fucking bad. I thought I was dead. Whereas you do damage. We are just going slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Eh. Okay. This was, like, the split with the most time save. I'm not getting nearly as much time save as I could have. But I'm definitely... Like, I crashed out hard on this split in my PB. Thank you for the high gold glam. Glam? Why does this game suck sometimes? Can you answer that for me? Your runs are more roller coastery. Like, you're playing Wells in each segment, then you calm down and you play well and repeat. That makes sense if, like, you are... If stress is, like, a big thing for you when you're on pace. For me, I don't really ever look at live split too often. Right now I am, which is kind of atypical. But, I barely ever... Like, I can tell if a run is good, then I get kind of stressed. But, like, generally, something will happen that'll make me go, alright, I don't like this run anymore. And that alone just makes me go, oh, this run is whatever, and I'm calm. Sometimes it ends up being a PB, though. Holy shit, I can't believe I didn't fucking die on that. It would have been nice to not lose a minute and a half between Enter Gerudo and Gerudo, but, you know, whatever. It's just a bad game. This segment, I feel like I will be able to gold Enter Farron forever. My, like, default state on Enter Farron is just bullshit is happening. Because this segment sucks. I agree with you for this segment. If things go well, I would be impressed. Go over here. You. I got snapback. Okay, that was actually good. Nice, that was good. Alright, put on Gustmaster. Yeah, I used to be like that. Now I'm not really that way when I check live split, like, at all. And I think a lot of that to just, like, generally not reading live split, like, at all for multiple years. Like, I check specifically when I'm running TP, I only really check live split at, like, Morpheal, and then when the run ends. Or sorry, Boots, then Morpheal. And other than that, it's just, like, me feeling it out. Although I imagine with PGS, like, I had been checking with PGS, like, you know, exiting... Not exiting Stallard, like, getting Pogate, seeing what my face was, so I imagine I would continue doing that. Because PGS is kind of a toxic trick, but... Alright, so Larry was the level 2. Everybody, meet Lenny. In terms of actual execution, it's not bad in the sense that it... Really? Really? It's not so bad in the sense that, like, the trick itself isn't hard to do. The RNG involved is highly toxic. That took a minute. Like, I have literally... It's the kind of RNG that I have literally sat there and just not gotten the trick after doing everything and waiting for the ability to do the Moon Boots. It's that bad. So, it's not that it's bad with, like, execution, which is pretty fortunate. TP didn't need another bullshit execution trick. It is just another bullshit trick, though. Alright, that was not actually that bad of a segment. If I get menu storage early on, first try would be ideal, but early on I should be able to gold this. In Farron, I will need you. Yeah, this is gonna be a fat gold. What does restricted restrict? So what I'm doing right now is a wrong warp. And restricted in all dungeons, in terms of overall in the game, restricted can mean one of a few things. It's category specific, but for all dungeons specifically, restricted means you are restricted in where you actually end up when you wrong warp. You cannot wrong warp mid-dungeon. So it creates a category that has to do all of the dungeons, where unrestricted all dungeons is like 40-ish minutes faster, but it does stuff like warp to the beginning, or not beginning, warp to the very end of a dungeon, and doesn't really do the dungeon itself. Ow. Yeah, it's so that you actually do the dungeons, exactly. If you give me, like, a minute-ish to get through this next segment, I'll explain it in a decent terminology, because we'll go to the other side of a door where the unrestricted category would end up. So, like, what I've done already is a decent bit. And going in this way, obviously we, like, linearize the dungeon as much as possible. Yeah, Sob's underworld record. Yep. Yeah, Jabul is a special case because it's almost like they restricted the ability to do fucking anything. Or, like, let you do fucking anything. So there's an invisible wall here, Bruggles. I'll answer that other question in a second. On the other side of this door, on my right, that is not going to open right now, is 2 rooms before the boss. We wrong warp basically to that room. Where am I going, actually? I am autopiloting to unrestricted. I'm supposed to load the save, is what I'm supposed to do. And the dungeon isn't so linear that you can literally just go to the boss. Because you still have to do the Manhandla segments, but they do it in, which, this is Manhandla 1, we're gonna go to Manhandla 2, and then to the boss. But the way that they do it, because they can enter in the back door, is so backwards from what everything else is. Unrestricted does Farron by wrong warping into it twice. Restricted, you can't wrong warp into the dungeon at all. So... That gonna... No. That's annoying. What, Manhandla? That's a kind of funny name, yeah. Eh. There we go. I really gotta figure out a consistent way to drown the electric Wizrobe, because that would be faster. I just can't do it consistently. And here's Manhandla 2. Alright, not mean to take damage. I've only played Zelda 1 the one time. I didn't hate it. Oh, I never answered Bruggle's question about wrong warping anywhere. Not really. So the way that wrong warping works in this game is basically there are two sets of pointers. One set of pointers corresponds... That was way too early. One set of pointers corresponds to the overworld map, the other one to the underworld map, and what I'm doing with the thing that I was calling storage earlier is it's menu storage. I'm layering one map over another, and then I'm taking an overworld coordinate point and putting it onto the stilled world map. We can't really do it the other way around. It doesn't work in the same way. Normally I wouldn't say that in that scientific, that, like, comp sci of a way, but I know that you know what I'm saying. Give the Zelda 1 GBA port. I learned the other day that there was a Zelda 1 and 2 GBA port. I didn't know that. So this is the other side of that door. That left door there goes to the behind that wall that I was in, by the way. Up here, that warp point is the one that we wrong warp to, and this is the boss. Also, hi, Nimbus. Thank you for the luck. Oh, come on, dude. Hit, please. Thank you. I will take that heart. Okay. 909 kill. Yeah, along with some other things, but we've actually not found any use for anything otherwise. There's some, like, shenanigans that you can do to, like, bring up a save menu over a save menu, but shit like that constantly crashes the game. The only actual useful thing is layering one map over another. So, what's literally happening is, if it's pointer 03 on the overworld map, and that is corresponding to the place that I select the actual warp to, and then before it actually fades out, I transition that map away and go to another map, which is on the stilled world. Then it corresponds that overworld 03 to what the stilled world 03 is, and would send me to that corresponding waypoint. The entire overworld is one array, and the entire still world is another array. And it's just calling the actual index. I'm gonna look up this cartridge. Zelda 1... Not NES. Game Boy Advance. That's a Minish Cap cartridge. Fuck you, eBay. Oh yeah, I have that. I actually have a box copy of that. Oh. Oh, is mine player's choice? Mine is not player's choice. It's hard to look up the Zelda 1 Game Boy Advance part, because it's Zelda 1. Classic NES series, that's what it's called. That is a good cartridge. I like that. I like that. Oh yeah, this is only on like 1.0.0 and 1.0.1. We can't go from Still World to Overworld. The reason that we can't go from Still World to Overworld is because if you do the reverse, it's not like it doesn't work. For some reason, it's taking in some data that we won't know what it is without, like, a lot more invasive tools than a Nintendo Switch hack, like, would have. What it does is there's some amount of garbage data that we assume is something like RAM-related that effectively gives you random garbage data. We call that random wrong warping. It is used in unrestricted any percent. Restricted in any percent, by the way, bans this explicitly because it's like a 40% chance to work and you're just gambling. It's extremely toxic. It's like a 2-minute setup to do a trick that has a chance to not work. So we like immediately made a restricted category that says, hey, let's not do that. So yes, you can do the reverse with an asterisk. Cloud, I was that kid in, like, yeah, about that same time. Yeah, and we don't really know much about the data that's put in, except that it clearly doesn't correspond to, like, pointer data. Like, literal cursor pointer data. Because we've had identical pointer values return different results. And sometimes it crashes, sometimes it doesn't warp, sometimes it warps you to a spot that's in the overworld, sometimes it warps you to a spot that's in the stilled world. You're not always going to an overworld warp. Sometimes it sends you to Seaside Village. Other times it sends you into Gerudo Sanctum, the dungeon that I was in before, which is in a stilled world. It's really weird. It's not entirely true. Alright, I'll let Glan talk on it. Because Glan knows more about this than I do, very likely. Oh, since you find the map layer you do it on. Oh, it was the Jabul random wrong warp that was the one that kept sending me to Gerudo. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that strat was god-awful. Evidently I can't. Can I please get this trick? This is map store or menu storage, by the way, Bruggles. There we go. So now I have the echo menu layered. You saw it over a map. I'm warping normally to then put myself on a still world map layer. Yeah, Glan, listen to what Glan is saying. I said something that wasn't quite right. I was confusing one strat with another. You will always end up on an overworld layer if you were on the overworld, or overworld warp if you were on the overworld layer, and reverse, and same for still world. I was just confusing a strat that we had previously done with another one. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. King Xavier. How are you doing? I know she doesn't have a physical copy of this game. I'm gonna point and laugh at her for a second. Oracle's... It's funny that Oracle's Minish... Wait, hold on. I have all of those. I don't know if you guys can see the Zelda 2 in the background of the camera. Oracles and Minish Cap I have boxed copies of in my bedroom, because if a girl sees those, and then that would be like... You know, that's how she knows, you know? FSA and Wind Waker, I have multiple copies of Wind Waker because I have the Japanese copy. But then also, like, down where I was pulling GameCube games from earlier is just where I have, like, my English GameCube games. So I have my Wind Waker copy and my Four Swords copy right there. You have a physical copy of this game that is unused. Oh, nice, Cloud. Is it a gold cart? Gray. Interesting. Yeah. I assumed that it would be an English copy. Come on. Yeah, I have English gold carts. I hate snapback in this fucking run. That's the one thing about this snapback controller. Or snapback, the turbo controller is the snapback. Get in there. Do you know which holo? There were 2 holos produced for MM. Oh, it's you. Dude, attack. Alright. Don't know the difference for what? Oh, the hollows? I only have the one of them. I can send you, like... That is a sea urchin. I can send you, like, a picture of mine where it shows off what kind of hollow it is. No, it's not different art. It's literally a different hollow style. Like, it's how the hollow is done. That's bad. I have lost a decent bit of time, because fuck this fight. I'm also just gonna sit here for a little bit. TV's not impossible, but I'm losing close to a minute on this segment. Where's my Iconzol? There it is. Yeah, and 64 cartridges are cool. There was a time, like, how Cloud said in high school she drove around to local retro game stores. I did the same thing in high school, but then also in college. And, I got a lot bigger of a collection in college because I had a, like, job that I worked full-time at. So I had more money. Oh, you can't make that jump, okay. That is a whiz rope. Like, it can work for this fight. It's just not ideal. This is what I cashed in my pity points for. See, that's totally fair. I'm like the reverse in that respect. I somehow, like, never got hurt. I've never been an inpatient at a hospital. I've been an outpatient in a hospital once. And that was when I got, like, sliced on my eyeball. That's another thing about me. The astute person will notice my left eye sits closed more than my right eye. It's because my left eye was cut when I was 9. 8? I might have been 8. Sat in on an open eye surgery once. It was sick. I had numbing agents for what I had done. It wasn't like surgery, but was it? No, it wasn't like a surgery. I actually don't really remember that visit very well. I'm going to, like, not make definitive statements on what had happened to me. I know that I had to wear the eye patch for, like, 3 months. And it was why I couldn't do baseball that summer. Zolfos, do you mind not getting hit by the icicles? Oh yeah, I was sliced because my brother threw something at me. Which, of course, you don't want to do that anyways, right? But I didn't blink because I turned and looked and it sliced me before I, like, reacted. He got in so much trouble, but his only thing that he could say, like, when he was getting in trouble was, he should have blinked. And it's still fucked up that he was like, yeah, this is your fault. Stop that. Stop doing attacks that are going to kill me. Why didn't I blink? I don't know. Maybe because I was reacting to a thing being thrown at me that I didn't know was being thrown at me by looking. What the fuck, Phantom? Should have just said that to the guy. That guy is my brother. Oh, you're talking about fucking Scorchill. Different brother texted me. How did you scratch your cornea while playing Pokemon Ranger? Did you, like, literally scratch it with the, stylus? They have a fashion class. I'm opening up the GDQ schedule. I'm literally part of the activities, volunteers. I don't know shit other than what I'm, like, doing, though. And I'm doing panels for... tech for panels for evolution of glitched Pokemon speedrun routes. The panel for the 70-star relay, because, yeah. Something about awfully silly. The meetup for parents at GDQ, where they're going to be doing, like, crocheting. And what's the one at 8 p.m. on Wednesday? Oh, no. It's 8 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm double-checking my volunteer schedule. Hold on. Wednesday, 6 p.m., Thursday, 8 p.m. Okay, so Wednesday at 6 p.m., yeah, that's the Parents and Crafts meetup. Thursday at 8 p.m. is, oh, the talent show. I'm doing tech for the talent show. That's gonna be fucked. What is GRWM? Get real with me? Yeah, they're doing the talent show again, Phantom. If I have to adjust a mic for an instrument, which I absolutely am going to have to, I'm going to crash out. Get ready with me. That makes more sense than get real with me. Yeah, like a makeup routine. No, that makes sense. You could do that from the hotel. Can I get this trick, please? I need to do it one more time this run. Thank you. Alright, I'm also losing time on this segment. PB's not impossible, but I think sub 225 is. Yo, Moist, thank you for the luck. How are you doing today, Goat? Alright, that's the hardest part of the... or not hardest part of the run. It's the hardest Gust Gyro of the run. Oh god, she summoned an Ignachat army. Drew dry bones on for ugly Christmas t-shirt. Huh? Gonna be so for real, I've never been more confused by a thing that you've said in my life. I'm guessing that it's like a drawing, right? Like white elephant gift stuff. Fuck off, boomerang guy. Decorating ugly Christmas t-shirt activity. I see. Oh, come on. Yo, have a good one, Bruggles. Thank you for the luck on the rest. I might do another after this. I'm not really sure yet. We've only got, like, 10 minutes left in this run. But yeah, no problem. This game's got some interesting stuff about it, so... super cool to always explain, and plus we have to get ready for Zeldathon to explain it anyways. Although I don't think we're going nearly as detailed as that for Zeldathon. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. I like that, Moist. I like that a lot. Moist, you're such an artist. All I have is... I'll wear my ugly sweater tomorrow. I have an ugly sweater. I have one ugly sweater. And it is Zelda themed, so... Fuck you, dude. Cool. I always forget that this cutscene's here. Luke, please. 2D section didn't go poorly. Is it just like drawing on a plain t-shirt? Bought plain white t-shirts. I, like most generic white dudes, have like 5 generic white t-shirts. They have nothing on them. Why do I own them? I don't know. I don't remember buying them. I absolutely also have, like, slacks and polos. Although I will say, like, I have a very large wardrobe for a generic white dude. I definitely do not dress like a generic white dude that often. They really gotta start playing the role better, you know? It's still disorienting how smooth this segment is on Switch 2. Like, it genuinely disorients me, watching this run at 60 instead of 30. It lags at 60, but it runs 60 instead of 30. It's actually just 30 on Switch 1. And worse, because lag. VRR 60, but yeah. So a lot of the reason why tricks that we do, if you've ever heard us, like, someone running this game say it sucks on Switch 2, is because we did, like, lag abuse strats. We would, like, intentionally lag the game to make tricks easier. Just more consistent, Cloud. Except for in the case of specifically Null Phase 2, because that area is never not at 30. Do you know what VRR means, Cloud? Like, variable refresh rate. So, the way that this game treats variable refresh rates is 60, and when it can't be 60, it does 30. So that's why we would do, like, lag abuse stuff for Eternal Forest. That's how we would make doing rung warps more consistent, because we were making the game be at 30. That's also why it was harder to do rung warps in different areas, because if we did it in the faster area, that would be at 60. Now it's just, like, always 60. Okay. Sub 225. How much faster is Switch 2? It depends. Glitchless Record went down by like 4 minutes. Where any percent restricted probably can't even cut a minute. It's all lag. All of it's lag. This category is probably... We estimated that unrestricted all dungeons was like a minute 10-ish, if I remember right. So I imagine this category is in that same ballpark, probably like a minute 20. But something like any percent restricted, we think it's only like 20-ish seconds, 30-ish, somewhere in there. No, we would need to literally time every load, is the thing. Because they're all unique. Thank you all for the GGs. I'm thinking on if I run this back. How long have I been live right now? 5 hours? Well, first, let's end the recording.